The studio stinks is all you had to say.
No. Oh, why would you spray that in your face?
Hello and welcome back to the Croak and Crow podcast, your favorite podcast. You don't gotta tell me, I already know. I am Spencer Cartier on the mic live.
And I am Liver.
And, guess what? We're in Pennsylvania today, and it is coming down. The snow is... I guess we should segue this into Advent. Our Advent present isn't for you, it's for us. It's a white Christmas on the 17th.
A white Christmas.
It's a white Christmas.
It's a white Advent.
What?
It's not Christmas.
I know, but it's like a white 17th day of Christmas.
Okay.
Does it go like that, or does it go reverse order? Like, have you been saying the days wrong?
Oh.
Like, is the 25th day of Christmas January 25th, or is that December 1st?
Is the 24th the first? Like, it would be the last little door.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
But I had a present for today.
Oh, cool. So it's not just snow. We got something for you guys too. What is this? Is that air freshener?
Yeah, you love air freshener.
Are you trying to tell me something about my studio?
It's a Christmas air freshener.
The studio stinks is all you had to say.
No. Oh, why would you spray that in your face?
I like it. It's called Candy Cane Cheer.
Candy cane.
Awesome. Presents galore. So yeah, so it's coming down. We're supposed to get like a feet to 2 feet. We're not excited. I stopped getting excited about snow as soon as I started driving.
Yeah.
That's when all of the if I want to enjoy snow, I'll go up to the Poconos. I'll go snowboarding, but on an everyday basis, no, thank you.
It's a lot because normally, this is our first snowfall, and it's kind of late. We've had Halloween snowfalls, but
global warming.
Yeah.
Is that today's topic?
No. Normally, you're like, oh well, it's a little bit exciting, like we can't go out and everything, but because of this year and being locked up since March,
yeah, it's
like that actually smells good. I'm getting it now.
Yeah, it does smell good.
Yeah. Yeah. So this year, it's especially.
I think this year I care less. Like, we were setting up the cars because we live in the Hey Arnold house, and we were setting up the cars in the driveway because the roads need to be plowed. And my brother, he's like, "Oh wait, but I'm blocking you in." I'm like, "Where am I going?" First, yeah. COVID killed social life in a way, and then my gym's just closed on Saturday. So I'm like thinking,
yeah.
I have food in the house. Like, where am I going? And then a wave of depression rolled upon me.
Oh, wow.
And I curled up in my bed.
Do some aromatherapy.
Just like shoot it at my nose.
No, I think that's probably something that people do.
I don't think people are huffing candy cane cheer, but
I think they are.
I don't know.
There's probably a warning on here, but there's so much rating. And something about environmental facts. On
today's podcast, we're going to huff different scented air fresheners.
And well, it's Glade, but I got this on the clearance. It was only $1.
Really?
Yeah.
It's weird of a time to put it on clearance.
Limited edition notes of peppermint and vanilla cream. I like that they were so sophisticated with that.
Okay.
Glade.
Shout out Glade. That brings us to our sponsor. It is Glade Air Fresheners.
Today's Glade.
We really recommend it. I live in a house with a lot of guys. Sometimes
pets.
When you get back from your American football game, you got some smelly cleats, and Glade will not just mask that odor but disinfect as well.
I don't know if that's true, but
we're being sponsored. Just say it's true.
It is also good for other things.
It also can be used as an oil base for if you're coating a pan. Non-stick.
Stop it.
Glade. Thank you for sponsoring us.
Thank you for not suing us.
All right. So how about we get to a topic?
Sure. It is episode 32.
Wow. For once, we both had it.
And the topic is sibling rivalry.
Sibling rivalry. Ah, come here. Nuggy.
Yeah. So we both have siblings.
We both have rivalries.
No. Let's see. You have 3 siblings and I have 4? 5. I don't know.
5.
5. Okay. So we both have siblings, so we might know something about the topic. Plus,
I know a thing or two about siblings.
There were siblings in the Bible, and we always have we run parallel with our lives and the Bible lives.
Biblical lives
of siblings.
I feel like were there any like friendly siblings?
Sure.
Well, Peter and his brother.
I think they were friendly on Noah's Ark. There was no talk.
Well, no, but there was Ham, the little naughty one
on Noah's Ark.
Yeah, that was like he was the one who he was always up to trouble.
No, I don't know him.
Yeah, you do. Noah got drunk the one time, and Ham snuck in. And
is that why they say you're being a real ham?
I don't know. And Ham's the one who like went in and like saw his nakedness, and the other brothers had to like clothe him, and he was all ashamed.
Okay.
I don't know. Weird story. I would like to dive into the symbolic meaning of that story, but I need to do more research
when you get a chance. So the first siblings that you thought of biblically were Noah's sons and Ham, and that's I'm guessing if we...
Well, not the earliest sibling. Earliest siblings, it would be Cain and Abel.
I didn't say earliest. I said the most popular. Yeah, I think if we ask people...
Noah's not the most popular sibling.
You're the one that said it. I think if we ask people on the street, they would say Cain and Abel.
Cain and Abel. Like that the brothers are the... what's the name of those siblings in the Bible? Cain and Abel.
Yeah. And raising... The term raising Cain means you're causing trouble.
What does raising Abel mean?
I don't know.
I'm reasonable.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Reasonable.
Reasonable. Anyway, so what do you think about sibling rivalry?
What do I think about sibling rivalry?
This is a little question I'll also say. So, obviously the biblical sibling rivalries were happening left and right.
Yeah.
And not just God was talking. God talked to Cain. Like,
yeah.
You know what? I'm so mad at you right now.
Yeah.
But then also all through the Bible, they always say brotherly love and you're my brother. And also it's not just a masculine thing. Sibling rivalry is any gender. You can have sibling rivalry with sisters or mixed. So you keep, not you, but the Bible says like, this is the kind of relationship you want, brothers and sisters. But then they also say some very terrible, murderous, treacherous, backstabbing things happen between siblings. What's going on?
Let's unfold it. No, siblings are good because like a lot of things, they bring things to a small scale. Like treat your parents, like the parent-child relationship can be compared to God.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
It's good to think of siblings as, yes, you are both share the parents, but then you can convert that to your brothers and sisters in God and everyone. So with sibling rivalry, it's normal. It's normal, but it's a learning experience.
Mm-hmm.
Like everything starts at home, and so you can't love another until you really love yourself. How are you supposed to love people outside your house until you love people inside your house? And it's normal, and people are gonna fight. You're the thing about like in-house fight, like sibling rivalries, is it's like this. My brother steals my pants. He comes back and there's mud on them, and so I punch him square in the nose, and then he gets me in a headlock, and we tussle on the ground, and we're saying foul language.
This is a true story.
No. He would never be able to get me in a headlock after I got him with one of these.
I think the nose punching was over the top for some pants.
And then I pulled a knife and he pulled a knife, and it was a West Side Story moment, and we were circling each other.
Go!
Yeah. And then you just danced it till it was all better.
And then we just jazz handed our way through life. But so this is happening, and then we get really mad, and then you grab us by the ears and say, knock it off. And both of you go...
Bang your heads together.
And both of you go to the store and get me some eggs because a winter storm's coming. Mm-hmm. And so we're in the car, I'm driving, and he's in the passenger seat, like... I still hate you. And I'm like, well, that's funny because I hate you. And he's like, you smell like farts. And I'm like,
come on with this story.
And we get to the store. And
this is another C. Harley all over again.
We get to the store. And then some random guy pushes the brother. And then he's like, what's up, Pipsqueak?
Oh my goodness.
And then
this should be the Spencer's fairy tales.
And then I step in and I hit him. With
the woe.
And that was a long drawn out story. But basically,
just to say that they always are forced.
Doesn't matter how. I mean, like,
there's an underlying.
It's okay if you get in fights with your siblings because there is this underlying bond and connection.
Not always. Cain killed Abel.
Yeah, that's not good. Like, that's what I'm saying. You have to distinguish. Like,
okay.
Because like
that's true.
Oh, do your like kids like hug when they're having a tough time, and do they I don't know, snuggle up in bed together and read books? It's fine if they don't. Like, I haven't met siblings like I have met some people that do that, but I'm saying like that to me is not the you are the perfect siblings.
Yeah.
I think it's so normal to fight with your siblings, and I think it's okay so long as that true love and respect is there. Mm-hmm. And then that can translate outward to going through life and treating others. Because it's not always easy to be a saint, you know? Like, people have emotions. You're going to get mad at some people. But if there's this underlying love in the neighbor, you can still get mad when someone's standing too close to you and it's COVID without genuinely killing them like Cain did.
I would have to say my impression of sibling rivalry is the reason I feel that it gets ignited is competition that you don't have with someone else. So, you know, some of the Bible stories had to do with inheritance. Yeah. So we talked about Esau and Jacob, I think, the other day when the mom helped Jacob trick the dad. It was for the inheritance. Yeah.
What about Joshua?
Joseph, who they put in a ditch.
Joseph. Yeah, and it was just that he was like the chosen, like he was the prodigal son.
When I think of sibling rivalry, I think of equal fighting back and forth. That was more like bullying.
Yeah, that was a jealousy more than a competition.
Yeah. Cain and Abel was a competition because God liked Abel better, and there's other ones, but yeah, I feel like it's a competition, and you feel so much more willing to defend whatever it is because you're both of the same. You're both cut from the same cloth.
Yeah, exactly. It's like our circumstances were exactly the same. Yeah. Why are you?
There's a lot of it's not fair. Like you know, the prodigal son. Yeah. The prodigal son. That story, you know, a big part of that story. The story is not told that the son left and then he came back and the dad was happy to see him. The brother plays a very big part in it because the brother's like what you would imagine any brother nowadays would do, which is
I'm still here.
He took his inheritance early. Yeah. The dad gave it to him. He left. He squandered it. He comes back. He gets celebrated. Yeah. You know, if your neighbor did that or your friend, you might even laugh if it's your friend, because it was the brother. So there's something there, I feel, with the competition. Yeah,
for sure. There's a competition.
So do you said that story of, and I know that story is not true, that you punch people in the nose for a pair of pants, but did you have sibling rival? I can't say it. I don't know why I chose it. Did you have sibling rivalry? Do you still have sibling rivalry?
Did I? Yeah. Well, I don't know. Cause the thing is like, did me and my brothers fight physically? Of course. Like, who doesn't? Like,
I think a lot of people do.
A lot of people do.
There's lots of memes, you know, of like, if you didn't chase your sibling with scissors, then did you even have a sibling? You know, which I am against. Let me say.
So obviously there was that, but you know that only lasted up until like I would say like high school. But the thing with my brothers is we're all so different, and so like me, I'm always talking to you guys about working out and going to the gym. My brothers aren't like they find fun in other things. Yeah. So like in those regards, you do see it more where it's like, oh man, and then you try harder, but we all have such different interests. That
Well, what if they did like, what if right now one of your brothers or sister was doing a podcast? Would you feel a rivalry? Like,
yeah,
how many subscribers does he have?
yeah,
You would.
yeah. If like one of them started, I don't know, what started like rock climbing, I would always have to be better, and I'd be mad if I wasn't.
Okay, would you feel the same way if it was just a friend?
Yeah.
Oh, so you're just a competitive person.
I'm pretty competitive.
Okay.
It drives me.
Yeah. So I like the sibling rivalry, I think, is specific to feeling threatened against
Yeah.
what you're entitled to as the person. I don't know. Like I said.
Yeah. But like, I don't know. I feel like I want the best for my siblings. So I don't. I guess it also comes with a self-worth.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like if it is like if you are being down on yourself, like why don't I have this? Why aren't I like that?
Right.
Where I'm pretty confident,
Yeah.
but like I'm confident with myself, and that's important. It's important to be confident with yourself, because then you truly do want the best for other people. Like when you're preying on people's downfall, usually it means there's an insecurity in yourself.
Yeah.
Of like, if I can't do it, I don't want them to do it. But if you're confident in what you have to offer, you want to put people up.
Yeah, I'm really trying to think if it has to do with being siblings. Like I said, there's a big joke. You chase your sibling with scissors, or you said your brothers were tickling you, or if you do pranks and you.
Non-consenting tickling is not a joke, folks.
Yeah. But I'm just wondering, is it just siblings because
proximity? They're
the people who, if you really did live with your neighbor, I think you fight with any. No, I do though. I think you fight with anyone you spend a lot of time with.
I mean, I think that's true as well. Like, I'm sure I'm making a generalization. I'm sure if I thought hard enough, I could think of actual circumstances. But I'm sure if adopted kids fight just as much as
right. Well, they are siblings, but yeah, it's not coming. It's not coming biologically. Okay.
So what makes them siblings? That they live in the same house,
right?
And share the same parents. But
well, yeah, that's where it comes back to the entitlement of, or where else I find sibling rivalry coming into when one sibling feels that this is how our family acts. This is how I want this family to be portrayed.
When someone takes charge,
or if your sibling's going against the brand that you made up in your head, So take the election we just had. Of course, half the country voted for Republican, half the country voted for Democrat. That's really simplifying the whole story.
A little more than half.
But
who's counting?
Not him. But imagine in a house. So, you don't fight with the people at CVS about it, but I have seen parents, or I haven't seen, but I've heard that during that election, people were being kicked out of houses.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Brother against brother, home against home.
Oh my gosh.
Civil
do you
war
know
all
the
over
term?
again.
Oh, you know that.
Yeah.
Brother against brother. It means if you lived on the border and you both chose.
Pick a side.
How do you know that?
Third grade history class.
Serious? So tell me about it.
That's all I knew. I mean, it was just that a civil war is not something that you see often.
Mm-hmm.
And so it was this whole new dynamic of not us versus them. It could literally be you versus your brother, just for not too far of a distance.
Right. And I think there's like a betrayal involved. And that's why it's so emotional.
Yeah. Because
it's not just like, oh, you want a vacation down the shore, or I'm on a vacation up the mountains. It's like, that's why I'm saying like
Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin Skywalker.
There you go. Are they siblings?
No, but but they were
okay.
Since they were both, Obi-Wan was a teenager and Anakin was a child. They grew up together, and then when he finally switched up on him, and Obi-Wan's about to slice him up, he's like, "You were my brother, Anakin.
That's right.
You were the chosen one.
You were my brother, Anakin. I loved you.
Is that true?
That he was the chosen one? No.
No, he said that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. And this is from
Star Wars.
Star Wars. People are going to hate me for saying that. Of course I know that. Anakin was the cute little boy.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
In one of them, at least.
One of them.
Yeah. So, yeah, there's like a competition that, you know who's in competition as siblings?
The Kardashians.
The Kardashians? Definitely. That's a really good example of sibling rivalry. I try not to think of them too much, but it would be a good...
and then, yeah, it's good for competition. And like...
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's
but,
like...
you know, that competition drove success, I would have to say.
Well, yeah, that jogged my memory to go way back. With the there's good. It's a fine line with sibling.
Say it's hard.
Sibling rivalry. Like you said earlier, where I was like, it's okay that you guys fight, but it needs to be channeled in a good way. Like,
okay.
When I was saying earlier of like, oh, if all my brothers went to the gym, there'd be competition. It would be good. Like we would all be pushing each other when you have that in-house competition.
Yeah.
Because you want to balance it equally, and that's what motivates you the most, which is happy for the other person, but still having that friendly competition.
Yeah.
You know, this race.
Right.
Basically, there is no end, but
yeah,
it's this like if you overcome something before the other person, and
right.
they're always catching up, but it's just this.
Right.
And you want it to be fueled by good things and not like spite or.
I could also see it working in a competition sort of way. If one of the siblings was like a loose cannon, you know, okay, I remember Bill Clinton, president of the United States. He had a brother who was like he's a bit of a wild one. I wonder if you have a sibling that you feel you need to overcompensate for. Like we don't want that to be all that is representing us.
Yeah.
And then that drives you.
Yeah, I'm sure you see that with like, I don't know, kids probably do well in school and stuff.
Yeah, you know, what I was going to say before you said Kardashians was the brothers, one started Aldi. I think I say that wrong. Aldi?
I say Aldi.
I say Aldi. I don't know. I think people say it differently, but I say Aldi. The one brother, they were like, I'm going to start a supermarket. And the brother's like, I'm going to start a supermarket. Mm-hmm. So he started Aldi and he started Trader Joe's.
German guys, right?
I think so, yeah.
I think their dad made a lot of money in Germany, and they came over and got into the market business. So they did two separate things, sort of the same, but separate. But we live in Toll Brothers land. I don't know if anyone knows Toll Brothers.
Oh.
Is it nationwide?
I don't know. I thought it was.
Might be.
Well, it's not the little elves that live in the...
It's Toll House.
That live in the tree. It's, oh, right. That's the Keebler elves.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not those Toll Brothers. They're not even brothers. They're just elves of the same elf tribe. See, I know my Star Wars.
Why don't I talk to us about my sisters, talk about the Kardashians? Let's talk about your siblings. All my aunts and uncles.
We fought a lot.
There was what? 4 girls and 2 boys?
4 girls and 2 boys. Spread out over 13 years. And yeah, just your general, like I said, you see the memes, you see the posts of people, you know.
And what did you learn
and the whole thing of like, you wore my pants, or what you said, not only did you wear my pants, you ruined my pants. I've seen those clips too on YouTube and other social medias where the sister finds out that this other one's wearing her outfit and she'll like rip it off of her. That we weren't crazy like that. Even the scissors thing, I don't think we did the scissors thing. Somebody might have been taped to a chair, you know, like with the duct tape and stuff like that. But I was the person taking the stuff.
I am the one who gets my stuff taken.
Yes, you're right.
I get very mad, but I also take it as a compliment.
True.
Because guess what? They're taking my stuff and I'm not taking their stuff. You know why? Because I wouldn't wear the stuff they wear.
I wish my siblings would have thought that, but yeah.
I had to make a silver lining somehow. Otherwise, I would go off the deep end.
Yeah. So we definitely had sibling rivalry, you know, young, like you said. When we got older, no. Not that I can think of.
Yeah, you see, not in our family, but in people I meet and stuff, where there's like a feud between a mom and her sister or something. It's like
Oh yeah,
a lifetime.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
like, I'm always like, whoa.
Right. Why don't you talk to Aunt
Yeah,
Mary?
something like that.
Yeah, something like
And
that.
I'm always like, whoa, that's tough. That's family.
Yeah. Well, in the Bible, there was a sister sibling rivalry was between Lee. I can't say that. Is it Lee or Leah? I never know this name because to me, Lee would be like Leee, but what is Leah? Leah? Lee? Anyway.
Anywho.
Jacob, I believe, wanted to marry Lee, and the dad...
Just say Lee, and then continue on.
The dad made him marry the sister, Rachel, I think.
Wait, what? No, he wanted to marry Rachel.
Oh, okay. He wanted to marry...
That's what he waited 13 years for.
That's why I need you to be my Bible.
I don't really remember the story, but what I do remember is that because I saw it was like have patience, like the guy had, because it was like 13 years or something he waited to get with Rachel.
Right. So that was the sister sibling rivalry. She got Jacob first, and also she had a lot of children. I think she had a lot of sons for Jacob. And Rachel, when it was her turn to be married to him, she couldn't have any, and she ended up having, I think, somebody important in the Bible. Look, we just give you the headline, and then that's for you.
Yeah. We what it is we don't want to give away spoilers.
Exactly. People asked us not to do that.
Yeah, we don't want to ruin the book for you. Go read it and let us know what it said.
Yeah. So that's a sibling, sister siblings. Because just when I hear the word sibling rivalry, I'm thinking boys, but it can be girls too, and it can be used for good. Sometimes very bad, and it like Cain and Abel.
Yeah, it can be used for good, but here is what you should take from it. Okay?
Yeah.
Like I said, with so many things, everything starts at home. So be mindful of your siblings. And every time they get you so mad, let that be a learning experience to channel your emotions, think in an outward surveying way. Because, let me tell you spend a lot of time with your siblings and not a lot of time with other people. If you master the art of loving the neighbor and turning the other cheek with your siblings, I promise you'll go out into life and have a jolly old time. If you don't, and if you're a hothead and things just throw you off a cliff when someone says one thing and you start putting holes in the drywall, what's going to happen when someone that you don't have any connection towards crosses you?
No,
you might be facing
that's very
charge.
true. That's a great practice of when you have challenges or what at first glance you think like, why my bad luck, or why is this happening, to really say like, am I distracting you?
Yeah. I feel like I'm going to go into a trance.
At first glance you would think, but if you look at it like, wow, that's a great opportunity for me to practice this. Yeah. Like say you're a rock climber, and
I'm a rock
what if
star.
your like car broke down and you had to climb your way out of the ditch that it broke down?
Oh my God.
We got to work on our
There's
analogies.
a lot more problems there than just the ability to rock climb. Oh, I thought today was bad, but luckily I know how to climb. Oh my God. How deep is a ditch? I need to rock climb my way out, and I'm still okay?
Oh my God. That's her. Stop. I didn't even say you crashed.
Wake up.
Well, I didn't even say you crashed. I said your car broke down. Anyway, I do have to work on my analogies, but you could say this gives me a chance. This gives me a chance to work on my rock climbing skills.
What? Wow, talk about silver lining. I've seen silver linings and things.
Anyway, you can definitely say that you can learn how to deal with people. All right, stop.
Yeah.
It's so unprofessional.
Yeah.
It really is. And you know what? This is why my siblings hated me. I'm always ruining everything. Okay. So, yeah, these things help you in life. No, for real. Imagine having a very difficult sibling. You know what? I'm not going to say difficult because that's not at all what I meant. But actually, I follow an Instagram account, and it's called Catfish with Ketchup. And it's an adult woman who has, I've told you about them before, has an adult sister who has Down syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
And she, when she was little and they were siblings, sometimes she did get annoyed and aggravated, but she learned so much, not just about Down syndrome, but just about dealing with people and patience and all this. And she's so grateful for it now in her life that her sister still lives with her, and she actually adopted a baby with Down syndrome, and now her daughters are having the same wonderful opportunity to be raised with somebody that you, like you said, you need patience for. And you might think right away, what am I going to learn from you? A lot.
And that's the thing. It's we said this before of I think it was the Neighbors podcast of it's better to live around a bunch of neighbors to be able to express love in the neighbor. And it's the same thing with siblings. Like you're not with a lot. Like if you think about even the most busy day, how many people do you say? Like,
and also, so when you're in the receiving end of your siblings being mean to you, sometimes it's warranted, and sometimes maybe they don't have the best approach because it's another child who's, being aggressive towards you. But, sometimes you're like, your sibling's the one that's going to be like, that's very annoying. Stop doing that.
No,
they're honest.
That's a good point, A lot sibling rivalry, you just imagine like getting poked in the forehead over and
for
over.
no reason. Yeah.
But what if you're being the annoying one and and you're doing something wrong.
Right.
And then your sibling says knock it out and slaps you on the back of the head. And then you can reflect on that. Like,
right.
It's good because it's one thing with parents where it's like I'm the law and it's like it's just parents versus child.
Right.
It's like you don't get me. But if your sibling's there and is like,
right,
oh, what you did there was messed up.
Yeah.
Then.
Yeah, and they're like little spies because think of all the times that you're not with your parent. But
yeah, exactly.
They're with and they can even when you're outside or with friends or whatever, be like, don't, like you just said, don't do that.
Well, so what do you say to the people who are an only child?
I'm sorry. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
For the longest time, it's only you're an only child. And when I say longest time, like embarrassingly, I think like 7th grade, I found out it wasn't you're a lonely child. only child. I thought you're a lonely child because we were by yourself. And I was like, oh no, but like I wasn't even saying like, oh, you're lonely.
No, you just thought it was descriptive.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's a lonely child.
Right.
And like I had a speech impediment at the time, so like no one could correct me.
Oh my gosh. No, I don't feel. I spoke in one. I think in the planning podcast. And I said, I don't think there's a problem with being an only child or having an only child. People might say that's unfair of me because I had a lot of siblings and I had a lot of children. But, people say, oh, I'm going to have a lot of children because they're going to be friends. And doesn't mean that would happen. Or even if you were friends, you could grow up and all move very far away. And
yeah.
So I actually don't, I don't think that it's a lonely child. I think it's just it's just so hard to say. Like I said, during that podcast, you could have friends, cousins, blah, blah, blah. What do you think?
I think everyone should have just one kid.
Oh, yeah.
That's my stance on life.
Or 0.
Yeah. Ones or zeros.
And
but
also
the overpopulation podcast will be for tomorrow.
Sure. And also in 2020, well, I think it's too late to have a kid now, unless you've been pregnant. But in 2021...
Absolutely.
What?
You said, I think it's too late to become pregnant and have a kid in 2020?
In 2020...
Like, you should be questioning that in, like, August. No, not even. Wait, in like, March. You should, or April. Would I be able to still have it in... in 2020? You're asking in December 15th. The math on that.
No, you don't know the science. with
Do I not?
with prematures these days? Yeah, it's fine.
Okay. 5-day baby.
Listen, in this day and age, I just hate saying that. It just seems to be said a lot. So I wanted to say in 2021, but whatever. In 2021 and going forward, I think being an only child is less lonely than it used to be because of social media.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. You can connect with everyone. That's what I was thinking. I was like, this virus happened in the best time. If that makes sense.
Oh, you mean with
obviously, imagine if this happened when you were young.
Right.
You would have been talk about isolation.
Yeah.
Like they're able to go to school online. They're able to Snapchat their friends, social media.
Yeah.
Yeah, like do work from home.
The doctor's appointment can be through the
and so as much as people kick, this like new show and stuff about social media, it really does. It like every good thing comes with cons, and I'm not dismissing the cons, but absolutely, I think it's
if there is silver linings, and that is one for sure. I totally agree. But yeah, as for an only child, whoever is an only child, you can comment and tell us if we're wrong. But I'll talk for them. I don't care. I think if an only child says like, no, I always wanted a sibling, I think you're romanticizing what siblings are.
Yeah, I agree.
You're imagining something that may not have happened.
But are you dismissing what siblings are? Maybe you don't really know how much you appreciate your siblings because they're there.
Maybe.
I think that also is. I think there's actually, it's right slam, what is it? Slam down in the middle.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
It's right slam dog.
It's not that. But also, it's not slam dunk. Stop it. There's a Chris Rock routine where he talks about men being, or I guess anybody being
right smack dab.
Smack dab. You're
smack
right.
Dab in the middle.
A little dab will do you.
Yeah. Got
it. Chris Rock has a routine, a very old routine, and he says that you're only as faithful as your options. So if someone says like, I would never cheat on you, and it's like, well, Beyonce never came onto you type thing.
Yeah, that's true. I always say that. Well, I think I probably got it from you, but because you see like the NBA players and stuff, they get ripped apart. I'm not condoning cheating in any form, but I'm saying this. All right. Who I'm getting mad at is you see these comments from these people that are like, you're an ant of a man, blah blah blah, and I'm like, excuse me, like Bernard Henderson, like, yeah, you're pretty faithful in your wife because you spend your weekends at the old tavern on the corner where absolutely no one. You get a world-class supermodel, and should you? No, you should still avoid temptation and not go.
Lead us not into temptation.
Yeah, don't go judging other people for who have been put through temptation that you can't even imagine.
Right. Well, the reason I brought it up was not about cheating.
Oh, sorry. I got a little off track.
No, we can put that in a future...
Yeah, the cheating podcast. Look out for it.
The cheating podcast. I was saying, as for siblings, like, I don't know what happened in the Jackson 5, but obviously Michael was the star. Mm-hmm. And if they got upset that all of a sudden it became just Michael Jackson and not the... And so what I'm saying is, there could be hidden parts of you that were never tested because, your brothers didn't have something like, what if they were like, motocross champions and they would be like, oh, the Cartier brothers. And you'd be like, because you weren't part of it. So you were never tested.
I was never put to the test. I was always the golden boy. So I don't know what it's like.
Wait, maybe we should call them in and ask them how they feel about you.
So it's 43 minutes. That is our show.
That's it.
Thank you for coming to the Croak and Crow podcast. The #1 podcast in the Lord's eyes. Okay. Ask him. We'll be back tomorrow with a podcast?
We'll be snowed in, so you might be getting them like instead of every
Well,
day,
yeah.
it'll be like every 12
We're
hours.
going to be doing a 48-hour live stream
Yeah.
in the snow.
No, he wanted to do it in this. He wanted to have us outside.
I wanted to have an outdoor podcast. That bill was vetoed.
Yeah.
I don't want to say bill. Whatever. That suggestion was thrown out.
Yeah.
But maybe tomorrow I'll push for it. But anyway, it's been real and it's been fun. It has been real fun.
The realist.
All right, here we go. Peace.